What's going on, my good mates, and welcome back to Hingill for a brand new reaction. Today's brand new reaction is the Backrooms. Also, if you hear anything in the background, like helicopters, we had I guess you could say, a forest fire in my neighborhood, or near the neighborhood. All over there, I think my mom mentioned that it was like, at the time when she went, you could see it, like the sky was bright. You could see it. It was 20 acres that burned last night, and they're still dealing with the fire currently over there. So if you hear any helicopters or anything like that's where it's from. It's from that. But today we have a reaction, and today's reaction is a reaction to the Backrooms. Now, you know me, I have never played the Backrooms, the OG Backrooms. I've never played that. I have played a Backrooms game, which you can find down in the description if you want to watch that. I'm basically in the supermarket and I don't get anywhere. If you just want to watch a big fat dude scream and yell and almost cry, then the video is straight for you. But without further ado, if you enjoyed this mission and you want to see more content like this, make sure you subscribe to Hingill, hit the notification bell so you can be notified. We're going with a brand new mission, and until then, let's get straight into our reaction of the Backrooms.
I found something.
My headphones are messing up. The A24 store, okay.
What did you find?
Every time the beat drop, it should just switch scenes to be like.
I found a place.
Also, from my understanding, the Backrooms is a entity type thing, I guess, of people that fall through walls or floors, and they appear in this type of realm. I, on the other hand, don't know anything really about it. From my understanding, so there is creatures, whatever. And if this is a series that you want me to react to, I don't mind, because I've never seen the Backroom stuff like this. I just know this premise of the Backrooms.
I don't know how this sounds, but you gotta understand, it's massive.
That you go through somewhere and there's a bunch of random stuff.
Okay, I'm gonna come back here with proof.
I consider it a place of unknown, or a place where old stuff, goes.
Since I found the place, and I still barely scratched the surface. I just take a.
Man, I think they got from what I'm looking, it looked like they got it correct and stuff. Also, I do know that there's supposedly monsters or whatever, which I'm assuming I'm assuming that's where that's coming from.
This place built. It's like a maze. It just goes on and on. Sometimes I'm scared I'll get lost.
Clark, can you hear me?
Okay.
I don't understand. What is this?
Oh, they're being watched. So is this made by the government? Which would be kind of funny. Yeah, it's like that basic. It's like a glitch in the world, and you kind of just. I don't know why I'm doing this because you can't see my mouse. It's kind of I guess, a glitch. So there is something in there. She got blood all over her face. So it comes out this year, next month. Okay. I have nothing really to review. It looks like it's pretty good. I mean, I've never seen the OG Backrooms, so it looks like it's pretty good. I mean, it is what it is. I guess I don't know what to say because I've never played the Backrooms. But without further ado, let's get straight into the comments and see what y'all guys think. Props to them for actually going in there, filming, and then escaping to post it. When the movie ends and you step out the movie theater only to appear in another one, that would be terrifying and pretty cool. Bro, I can't believe they risked their lives to make a movie for us by going in there and filming. The music, they grabbed the music. Yeah, I heard that the music is actually from the Backrooms itself, so I'm assuming that's how it's supposed to be. The fact it's both found footage and normal cinematography is all I needed. The fact that they are not only keeping the VHS aesthetic, but also the soundtrack from the web series tell me this is going to be pure peak. I've never been so excited for a film that's completely piss yellow before in my life. That dude from 4chan who started all this is probably in disbelief seeing how big it's gotten. What is this place? Some kind of backrooms? Say that again? Remember, this is all originated from one 4chan image with a string of text. Now it's a movie. Can't believe A24 let the guy who popularized the Backrooms concept actually direct the movie. This is what it should always be like. 150 atoms perfectly lined up.
It's beautiful. Am I right?
Atoms.
It's beautiful. Am I right?
Prime example of how creators who care about the source material make the product better. So I think that'll be it for now for me for the Backrooms itself, because like I said, I've not played the Backrooms. I've never played the Backrooms before. I've never really actually fully sat down and seen it or done anything of it before. But from the looks of it, it looks like it's a pretty good game. And I do want to point out the fact that that guy mentioned that this is what happens when you bring wherever onto the scene. Yes. I feel like a lot of times when it comes to video game adaptations, they don't have a lot of people that, have really played the game or sourced the game in a way. I'm sorry if my camera keeps doing it. It crashed and now my camera's kind of stuck on this and I can't get stop. But oh my god. But with a lot of content, when it comes to video games, I feel like that's the problem with video game adaptations, is that they don't really do a lot of the adaptations correctly, and they don't really represent it, because a lot of people who get these roles and get these films that are quote unquote fans don't know how to actually do the movies. They're too busy trying to make their own version of it and not trying to do the thing that the fans want to see. Like, I feel like the Resident Evil movie with Zach Kreger is one of the things, because Resident Evil has had, 7 or 8 films now where it's its own thing, and then Welcome to Raccoon City, still, even though it had some of the faithful source material, it kind of still did its own thing, and now with Zach Kreger's Resident Evil, is doing its own thing again, and it's just like Capcom is constantly making these movies, and they're not letting the fans get what they want. They're only allowing content that no one really cares about. Like, would I say, would Zach Kreger's thing be bad? No. I think Zach Kreger's thing would be pretty good. When it comes to the source material, I am so sorry if it keeps doing this. When it comes to the source material, I feel like we at least should deserve one Resident Evil game, if not even just 3, that is on the premise of the same source material. If I was to do Resident Evil at this point, I would do it as a TV show, with season 1 being in the mansion, season 2 being in the sea with Leon, within season 3 leading into Jill, or season 2 and season 3 going back and forth with Resident Evil 2 events and Resident Evil 3 events, with season 2 starting with the events of Resident Evil 3 first, then branching into Resident Evil 2, because Resident Evil 3 does take place before Resident Evil 2, and have them coincide with each other, where maybe it's 3 people with 3 different stories being told all at once, with Jill being episode 1, talking about the events of the mansion, and then with the events of the mansion, it leads then into her then mentioning the chaos have came home, and talks about how this could affect everyone else. Within it showing Leon and Claire, where now we're getting Jill's story next, then Leon and Claire's story, making it back and forth, and having it branch out to season 2 and season 3, with season 3 ending with the destruction of Raccoon City, as we then do the stuff with Carlos, Jill again, the thing with William Birkins, Annette Birkins, and all that stuff, and we can get both games done in just 2 seasons, with then season 4 picking up however many years later, or doing Code Veronica for season 4. Then season 5 will be Resident Evil 4, with season 5 will be Resident Evil 4, with season 4 ending off with a time jump leading into Resident Evil 4. And if I was to do Code Veronica, I'll then probably add some other content from other games in there as well and do it just like that in that particular order, because I do feel like that could work to some degree with Resident Evil. Like if there's some side games or whatever, maybe it could mention some stuff where they could be mentioning some characters and they could be talking about where they're at. Or when the new season begins, it'll recap things that they've been up to in the first episode, as in the first episode could be a spin-off game while then leading to what it is now. Like Operation Javier or anything that Leon has appeared in that is canon will then appear in season 4 and episode 1 before it leads off to the rest. And I'll probably have each season be at least 10 episodes each, so that it can get as much content done as possible for it. So then, so forth and so forth. We'll do season 6, Resident Evil 5, Resident Evil 6. But we'll probably do Resident Evil 6 a little bit different, so that it can then lead into Resident Evil 7, 8, 9, and so forth on, depending on what it is. Because I feel like as a TV show, it would be a lot better, and it would do better as a zombie show instead of a movie. And I would probably see if I could do a deal with Netflix and HBO Max so you can watch it on there. And if possible, Hulu. And do it that way. So, yeah. I would do Resident Evil as a TV show, and I think it would do a lot better as a TV show and stuff like that. I'll even add some of the funny dialogue from the first game in there that didn't make sense. Just, throw homage to it. But I think it should be a show, and it should be done like that, where then it could be, you could do all the games, but you can also include some of the spin-off games that bring in more lore or story to the characters, because then we can do Revelations 2, and any other spin-off games that might connect to the Resident Evil plot. And I'm sorry for making this all about Resident Evil, but I just had to bring that up because I do agree with the guy that this might end up being good, just like Exit 8 was doing pretty good. So yeah, if y'all enjoy this reaction of the Backrooms and you want me to watch the web series, let me know, because it'll be my first time watching. But until then, guys, I hope y'all enjoy this reaction to it. I'm sorry it wasn't super reactive because it was my first time looking at the Backrooms. So until then, I'll see y'all for the next one. Peace.
Thanks for watching! On my left is a random video or random playlist. On my right is the next video to this series. And above me is the subscribe button. Subscribe to become part of the Hidden Guild. And when you become part of the Hidden Guild, you become part of the family. And be a guildmate with the rest of us. I'll see you until our next mission. Bye-bye!